Okay, so I think we might be rolling out, because speaking of real life and unforeseen circumstances, I at least want to do a few scenes, just in case Monk will have to leave earlier.
Mhm.
And as a reminder, sorry, this memory escapes me. Were you present? No, wait, you were not present last week, last session. Yeah.
No, I was not.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. You can correct me if I'm wrong, Cap or JP. What happened is that we did the Sasa thing with
Yes.
finishing off Vorkarzul, the second Night Lord that was caught in a blast radius atop the high peak from Castrum, nuking the monolith. Admittedly, the clash was failed by 1 point, so Sasa still got the kill, but in its death throes, as a final spiteful fuck you, the dragon used its breath weapon attack on Sasa. So Sasa was knocked unconscious, or before falling to her doom, Beckett swooped in and pretty much brought her to his home, in which they talked about stuff. The rest of the party that returned to City of Hope, pretty much the city is in a state of full military preparation, like more than usual, pretty much. Like all militia is being mustered, all training fields are being used, people rotating in and out as through common folk. Amongst the common folk, there are obviously not too many details have been spread around. But the council, with Siderain at the front, were not exactly hiding the fact that we believe there's a danger coming in, and it might be like literally days before our home is attacked and besieged. So that is going on as well. And they also confirmed to you, Siderain, I think, directly confirmed to the party that Bright Glaciers, the Viking themed ones, that they visited your city a while back on a ship. They are also dealing with their own their own troubles. Like, they hold the line, they can handle it, but they pretty much like locked down with their own on their own turf. And I think that was pretty much it. I'm not sure if I'm forgetting something important.
No, that was pretty much it. Like, we did the Sasa thing. Sasa tried to kill the dragon. Went with Beckett. Well, kind of kidnapped by Beckett.
He saved your life.
He saved my life. Yes.
Sure,
and
he
yeah,
he could have teleported directly to City of Hope, but yeah.
Yeah. We just got the thing with Dolan and Abram, and us figuring out that we may be attacked a couple of weeks, and that was it. Like, that was pretty much it.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, more. Also, hello there.
Thank you.
Right. So, I would like to start. Like, I will definitely at some point ask you, like, if you all of you have some ideas. I mean, I have some ideas for some of you in regards to scenes, but if you will have your own things, that will be fine as well. However, I want to start with Winona, as I have. Let's start with this one question. Now that I remember I asked something familiar when you were jumping into this event horizon thingy, following Pastor Trank to rescue him, and back then it was like still from what I remember, the mind was in the locked in, focused on the mission mode. But now that Winona has returned home, she's among her people, her covenant. Covenant or coven? Coven. I think.
Either or, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I just said covenant and I was like, wait, is that works? And okay.
I think the term I've used before is convent.
Convent, not covenant. Okay, I mixed it up.
Not witchy.
Convent, and that the constant threat of death or something even worse when it comes to the Yellow King has passed. That the adrenaline has faded away now that Nona can have some time for herself and think. I'm curious to hear what is Winona emotional state / what she's thinking about now that one of her two oppressors pretty much that were gunning for her soul is gone. And perhaps something about what's the gift gift with an air quotes that was left in the Yellow King's wake. Yellow King's demise wake. No, wait, I fucked it up. Never mind.
The ring. You can just say the ring.
Yeah, the ring. Yeah, sometimes very complicated.
One ring.
Yeah, she found the one ring to rule them all. This is now a Lord of the Rings campaign. It's now set in Middle Earth. I've given it some thought, and I don't have much. I'm gonna be completely honest, because from Winona's perspective, she didn't think defeating the Yellow King was going to happen in her lifetime, let alone that she was going to be the one to help with it. So I think she might genuinely actually be taking a break. Actually on vacation, not vacation air quotes, but actually taking the time to recover, cure her one lingering injury that she was able to get rid of with a healing spell, that kind of thing. So I think she might actually be taking the time off to relax and try and recenter herself.
Alright.
She's not quite sure what to do either, because she's like, well, I thought I was gonna die before this happened, so now I don't know what to do.
There's still the second one remaining.
Yeah, there's still the other one, but she never thought this would happen, so I think she might actually be taking a rest. She's finally not gonna have bags under her eyes.
And that is good to hear. And this is, would you say that amongst her convent, that Winona definitely is seen as workaholic, like someone that's definitely was pushing herself the hardest out of all of them?
Yeah, way too far, probably. That's probably why she's so skinny.
Then definitely, as Winona is taking this well-deserved break, the rest of the convent clearly notices and very much approves. And I imagine they kinda entered this mode of this. If this is literally, unless this is apocalyptic life or death situation that only Winona can deal with this, they pretty much stonewall any attempts to bother Winona's vacation.
Yeah. Yeah, it's wow, she's finally actually resting. She's not sleeping for 1 hour every 5. Just always working. I think the most work she'd probably do at her convent is clear headstones of tangled growths and mosses, basically. I think that's the most work she would let herself do. She just focuses her mind.
A follow-up question. Would there be And apologies if this came up before and I just like forgetting about this, but obviously the feeling I got is that Winona obviously is like very respected and liked like as a professional, as someone that knows what they are doing amongst her convent. But would there be like anyone at all that Winona has like less like work related relationships and more like just comrades, like friendly? Or she's more of a
Maybe.
solitary type after all?
Probably more of a solitary type, just because, like, obviously her backstory is that she isolated herself for a year
Yeah.
to, solve the burying corpses problem. So, I think it's like if she did have a friend or someone that like she worked under or more closely with, I think they've become obviously quite decent, because then it was she left for a year, solved this problem, came back, taught it to everyone, and then immediately went and did, the watch stuff, and obviously has been super, super busy. So imagine if she did have anyone close, they would be quite distant now.
Okay, I dig that despite obviously the understanding that it was all for the greater good and the benefits clearly outweighed, or in other words, the needs of the many outweigh the needs of a few, kind of deal. They're like, emotions are finicky things, so yeah, there might be some damaged bridge between you and that person, and you probably still see them once or twice amongst the convent, but it's just perhaps just like one more face in the
just another name that I know.
yeah, name, sometimes not even a face, considering like the recent events with the plague that you basically everyone dons the fantastic hazmat suits, like all them, so like the full plague doctor garment.
Not to mention, I mentioned some of the members of the convent wear things similar to Winona, where anytime they're dealing with a patient, they have their veil covering their face.
Oh yeah, that's
even then.
That absolutely can be a thing. Alright. A few days for you will pass uneventfully, and you are just taking your time to collect yourself, collect your thoughts. However, after, let's say, around 4th or 5th day, we can adjust it a little bit further down the line if necessary. Like, right now, this is what I call like the elastic downtime-ish period of time, where if need be we can just adjust and shuffle things around to like make sense in the larger picture. Yeah, so for now I'm saying that around 4th or maybe 5th day, as Winona is like resting and taking her sleep, I need to look up freaking spell. So I will need a saving from you. Just give me a moment so I can freaking
roll me a death saving throw now.
Death saving throw.
You rested too long.
I rested too long and never woke up. End of campaign, guys.
You got you got that weird feeling that you get when you sleep for too long and then you wake up like a little groggy. That's what you get. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Constitution saving throw. Fuck you.
Yep. Trips, rolls her ankles, hits her head on the stonework, and dies instantly. Campaign ends. Damn.
And
Shuffled off this mortal coil.
And this saving throw that you see in the chat, you roll with like flat. Unless like I will accept whatever answer. Like, do you feel that Winona would have like any protective spells always on her that would help with that spell?
Let me check the cleric spell list, because I don't think clerics have anything that protects them from effects like this.
They might or may not.
Imagine it's
have,
one of those things like if she could cast it on herself, then she would, but I don't think clerics have that sort of protection against that kind of thing. So I'm just gonna give a quick look, but I don't think so. Yeah, no, I wouldn't really have anything to protect against that. It's more of a wizard deal.
Alright. Yeah. But still, it's flat roll. Unless you have, again, like advantage from a different source.
No, I don't have anything that deals with dreams.
Alright. Okay, so what happens? What nightmare you get? Because obviously, like, the dream is still adjusted, it just, you do not get hit with mechanical penalties for it. Is that one of those nights, not nights, it's always fucking night here. One of those dreams, you find yourself standing amidst the desolate hellscape with only one specific thing in front of you that seems to be far away and yet covering the horizon, but then you blink and it's just far away, reaching towards the skies, the tower made out of pure obsidian black material. Then from the skies that, surprisingly, they are not dark, like you can clearly see in a far distance away, you are not covered in darkness, but throughout the through the skies the blood starts pouring in, and then between one thought and another, a cloaked figure stands in front of you. Not even stands, but just not gently. Barely floats above the ground. And it says to you, which I believe, yeah, you speak Abyssal, okay.
Yeah, you do speak this weird language.
I mean, if you look at my languages sheet, I speak all the evil languages.
Yeah.
I speak all the evil ones.
1, 2. And yeah, it's gonna be less than 10 words that reverberate all around you, echoing even when it shouldn't, as you are on an open space. Hear this. However, flavor-wise, because you succeeded, you pretty much are able to like shake off this nightmare. Essentially, like your own will, your inner light and strength of mind is able to shake off this nightmare. So pretty much ball is in your court. Like, how do you see like Winona responding and taking back control of her dream?
I think she might not say anything, but she would kind of like project back of like sort of a like come at me, I'm ready kind of vibe of like I sent the other one of you back to where they came from. I could do the same to you. Like I'm ready. Just project that kind of thought and that confidence
Put up
out
my hands.
through her dream. Like I'm waiting. I've beaten one of you. Now you're the last one standing. So
Yeah, I get what you mean. I imagine like while
Yeah.
on his end, in his background, there's this like looming dark tower and blood seeping from the sky. Then suddenly, like on your back, you see like it's much more glowy, radiant as the sky keeps opening up and like burning sunlight starts pouring through, kind of showing your inner resolve.
yeah.
There is no further response coming, but you would probably able to feel the sensation of irritation and this like low simmering anger. Like this one is rattled.
Fucking have him running scared. We'll get him.
Now what? That was like a good saving throw. If you want, hold on, let me check your character sheet. Do you have insight?
I do have good wisdom. So.
Okay. And that's F. Perception he does. Okay, so if you want, you can roll me insight with advantage. This will be against his deception.
Shift click for advantage, right?
Could be. I always forgetting. It's either shift or alt.
I'll just roll again.
Yeah, roll again.
There we go. Another 26.
Alright. Well, 26 beats his 19. And yes, you are correct that, yeah, you got it's rattled, but rattled in a way that he ain't gonna run away. Alright. This is a weird creature, but you get enough that when angered or how to put it in words. If angered or threatened, that if being shown that it actually can lose, that you achieved victory against the Yellow King, and victory is not so certain for him, but he can actually fail.
Yeah.
So it's kind of akin like, putting an animal back against the wall. Or anyone, really, that giving them no escape kind of deal causes them to always be the most dangerous.
It's a threat that they can lose that makes him scared, not that he's scared of me.
I mean, it's yes, like kinda both, because like he ain't imagining like he's gonna lose against anyone else, but you and your companions now, like, sure, it was a fucking nightmare battle, but you persevered, and in the end, it doesn't matter how many scars you bear, you are still here while the Yellow King is not.
Mm-hmm.
And you know that he can. He's still unsure what to do, But you have a feeling that he has information to start planning on his move. Kinda a while back, like I think a session or 2 sessions ago, like before the session, I rolled both of his wisdom and intelligence, and I don't exactly remember, but one was natural 1, another was natural 20. So
Yeah, I think I do remember that. That you brought that up.
He will figure out. He's figuring out a plan, but it will take a moment before he like, oh right, I can do that. And one last piece of info, just going off the successful rolls before. Sure, you like skill-wise, like you have magic, but like arcana-wise, you are not exactly the best in terms of a skill. Like you are not proficient in arcana per se. But you know this information. Sure, Yellow King had a few spells. Some of them really fucking hurt. But I'm gonna say this, compared to Crimson King, he was not primary spellcaster. Crimson King, he is a mage. Like you can, even through this dream that he tried to influence and through successful rolls, a kind of like a mental pathway of understanding is made right now for a few moments, and you can definitely feel those twisted eldritch energies just rolling off of this this creature, and kind of makes you think that Lord of Feasts. But now you think, feasts, yes, but he's not feasting on flesh or blood. He likes magic, mana. He's like the greatest vacuum of magical energies that there can be. He's just so that it's to avoid misunderstanding. His domain or himself, he's not actively sucking off like the entire magic from the world. That's not what's going on. But his food is magic, and you can expect that he will have a wide repertoire of spells, and some of them pretty fucking nasty.
Good to know. Good to know. Time to pick up a couple of anti-magic spheres.
Yeah. Other than that, this attempted intrusion into your dream has been successfully felled off, no further attempts will be made in the upcoming days and weeks.
Awesome.
Well, yeah, that was my bit what I wanted to throw about. But apart from, like, just so to double check so I don't cut off your chance to pipe in, like, let's say in this, like, right now, the downtime-ish period, apart from relaxing, resting, collecting your thoughts and managing them, and some like basic work of cleaning tombstones and whatnot. Does Winona do anything else at all? Just wanna double check in case you wanted to like.
I mean, I
start working on some projects.
I mean, one of the ideas that I had was to like get some training to use heavy armor. But that's not something that necessarily needs to be RP'd.
Yeah, that's fair. Like,
Like just training to use heavy armor so I can, wield some of the heavy armor, get some good stuff, get that higher AC.
yeah, I'm cool with that. Especially considering now that, yeah, a lot of people are training, exercising, and whatnot. So yeah, Winona will have plenty of opportunity to do it. Right. Now jump to someone else. Actually, between Cap, Derp, or JP, who wants to go first?
I run. Me. So there's not a lot that Sasa wants to do. But in like
You sure you have quite a few? I'm sure I didn't write down everything, but on my end, on my notes, like you have a few projects going on. Like even
yeah,
not talking
like,
about your magnum opus, but like the light cannon. There was like something else as well.
no, yeah, like I mean that she's not doing a lot of things in the sense like in this couple of days that are passing, right? She's focusing on two things, which are spending more time with her sister. I want Sasa to properly go and like spend time with her sister, just like chilling, because she hasn't been doing that a lot. And kind of after seeing the memento that Beckett made of the Maple family, I guess she felt more in the need to do that. And the times that she's not spending with her sister, she is working on the light cannon. And she wants to incorporate kind of like some of the things that they worked on for the artillery cannon. For they used to attempt to destroy the monolith and combine it with the light cannon. So you kind of just like a mix of both, and that will be like her work in progress during this couple of days, I suppose. And whenever possible, she will go to the to Iron Spark for kind of like for help on building the project.
All right. Yeah, with the Iron Spark, we're gonna hold off on that particular element because I have something planned as like a different scene. But with your sister, I'm gonna say that Kiro definitely, like she knows you long enough. She it can be quite intelligent, the perspective when needed. So she notices the new lingering injury that you have, which is the aura.
I mean, yeah, that's not like I cannot do much about it.
Yeah, and there is the hard to pinpoint like look, as she like obviously meets you when you like first time when you came back in that fight. There's a momentary pause, and then she like steps up and hugs you tightly and says, "Thank you for coming back."
I think Sasa will kind of just like hesitate for like a couple of seconds and then just like silently just hug, like don't not say anything but acknowledge what she said.
I know. I may not like it, but I know I understand logically that what you are doing is of great importance and that you are one of the best and brightest minds that this city has. But and also I think like obviously you're not like she's not actually yeah you're like probably in your home, maybe close to the entrance, and she's like still holding you tightly and quietly talking, quietly saying to your ear, do you think that this duty of yours will one day end?
Sasa is going to think for a moment, and she will say, "It will end when I am sure the people I care about are safe." When is that? It's hard to tell.
She keeps her hands on your shoulders, but she like pulls slightly back, so she looks into your eyes, and there's a whole lot of emotions flashing through her eyes as she's looking at you. The uncertainty, the feeling like she's not good enough, and she says, I don't have anything to keep you safe. I really am useless, am I?
She will like immediately answer, "You're not useless. Everyone has their duties and whatever they need to do or help. Mine just happened to be this. And to be honest, though I am doing great at it, there is risk. But that doesn't mean everyone in the city needs to take risks. Like, there's people that, when we come back, when we want food, the people that deal with the food, the people that deal with the water, with mining, with, everyone needs to do their part. Especially in a world like this, no one is useless as long as we do what we can do.
I try not to think too hard about this. But yes, everyone does their thing, but sometimes the scale, like size, and closes her eyes, gives like a small shake, like trying to shake away the funk, the negative feelings that are coursing through her brain. Yes. Maybe I'm useless in battle. Obviously I would never dream of like trying to even go out there, but now that we are here, maybe I can help you with something. Two pair of hands are better than one. Every researcher needs an assistant, right?
That's kind of funny. Like out of character, that's kind of funny. Sasa will say, there is some stuff I need help with. If obviously you're willing to help, which I'm pretty sure you are. She's going to kind of grab her notes, not like the like the Maple mind breaking journal, but Sasa's like personal notes.
Alright.
And she will show her what she's learned about the Maple family, like everything she has learned so far. And it's probably like a complete mess. Like they are not organized at all. They're like completely just like disorganized, like mental notes that she scribbles every now and then on the journal.
Yeah, the artistic chaos that you get it, but
Yeah,
everyone
no one
is
else
like
probably
fucking,
does.
fucking cipher.
Yeah, like intelligence roll just to try to comprehend this investigation. And she will ask Kiro to help me like organize these notes so we both understand better what we learned. Because most of these like started happening because of Kiro, so
Oh, my sister, this is I'm, on one hand, I wonder what parents would say seeing that, but on the other, something tells me that maybe they were not the best at note keeping as well.
I just gonna just like scoff and say you have no idea.
Right, yes, I can definitely help you with that. Yeah, and speaking of assistance, that can carry over with her pretty much giving you aid when you like keep working on, for example, the light cannon project. And if I understood right, you are trying to implement the experiences and knowledge that you gained from working on the big ass cannon to like miniaturize it and make it like more mass producible. Is that the gist I was getting, or?
Yes. No, yeah, you got it right. To make the like the the big ass cannon, not the BFG but the BAC. Make the BAC more mass producible and make it work with the light reflection crystals that the I forgot the names. I forgot
bright
the names.
glaciers?
Yes, the bright glaciers people use.
All right. Speaking of that, I'm actually in a moment like hit a pastor about that, because as I remember, have it in my notes that one of the pastor's dominant projects was like essentially Prism, like working on the Prism stuff.
Oh
So
hell
maybe
yeah!
we
Come help me.
Maybe
Help
we
me,
can
Buster.
combine that, but I don't want to too much. I mean, even like, no matter what Pastor will say, like, still, like, Kira already gives like 8. So, I mean, to see how far along you go with this, because again, right now we are like, obviously this downtime is like not gonna be super long. Yeah, I hope it's alright that I assume that you're gonna be taking like a longer break for a few days, like not gonna do anything action packed.
Yes. Yeah.
Like for the entire party, like on my end, I'm like specifically like said, yeah, you have like a window of opportunity to like pursue other things. But if like a couple days pass and if you wanted to just say that, hey, by the way, for example, we want to like hand down X thing before the siege happens, then that's also possible. I just like try to avoid giving the sense that I'm trying to railroad you. Yeah, so yeah, there's a downtime, but it's not like super long, so obviously like the entire project will not be like, finished in one go. But you can absolutely roll with advantage with, I think last time we were doing some preliminary work, we did Arcana on this.
Yes.
I believe.
I believe it was
so,
Arcana.
Yes.
Oh, it didn't even let me roll.
Yeah, just roll one more time.
Oh my god, that's fucking great. 28 plus 5 because of Flash of Genius.
Alright. Yeah, so you kinda enter like a
33.
fugue state when you like get into the flow of like, I'm on the cusp of pretty much like solving one of the most fundamental math problems of real life, I suppose. Kind of deal. Like figuring out how you can miniaturize the canons, obviously. Kind of even with that good roll, you understand that when it comes to fabrication, industry, and whatnot, there are some limits of how much balance you can maintain. So when it comes to the canon, at some point you can ensure the drop-off is not too bad, but that smaller gun, like you can try to make it as efficient, durable and whatnot as possible, but obviously it's not gonna pack the same punch.
Mhm.
So it's like, I'm trying to think of a fucking analogy. It's like there's a reason why Kalashnikov is one of the most popular assault rifles, that it was made in so many copies compared to like, pick whatever modern like futuristic like gun of our current times, like the production costs and whatnot. So that cutting corners, trying to find that balance and equilibrium is that you can figure out like different types of cannons. Like you can go for like the light cannons, the small caliber that they can fire a lot. They can be easy produced, like they don't need too much materials, but they don't really pack that much punch. And then like go tier higher with the bigger calibers.
Big cannon. I want a cannon that will pierce the heavens.
That's a drill, not a cannon.
yeah, at least you got the reference.
Of course.
That's what matters.
The Tengen Toppa is probably the only anime that I rewatched more than once.
So fucking good.
Yes, I would say that obviously the production doesn't start happening right now, but kinda Sasa, with her sister's help, get into the zone of pretty much going over the schematics, the calculations of material needed, and pretty much pull off the fucking Sherlock Mind Palace meme. And like I imagine at some point, if anyone were to visit someone were to visit them, I kinda have this image of like a shit ton of paperwork, like on the walls, some like laying across the floor, of like sketches, schematics, some hastily drawn, some less, but yeah, just a whole bunch of blueprints, schematics, and notes, and probably 2 empty mugs, and also a few emptied bottles of whatever passes for coffee in this world, or coffee-like substance. Yeah, I'm not sure where you're keeping this in your notes, but you can basically say that like the theoretical foundation and several like blueprints and schematics for prototypes have been made during those few days, like up to a week of downtime.
Very well.
Actually, in relation to that, actually, this is both questions for Pastor and Sasa. First question to Pastor: did Pastor like mentioned to other party members like at all on what he's working on? Like, for example, the prism thing. Like, I'm just trying to gauge like how informed are all of y'all's about your projects.
I believe that he spoke about it. He basically talked about how he wanted to use the prism idea from the frozen. I forget the name. Goddammit.
Bright glaciers.
Yeah, the bright glaciers, to use that like method to improve the light in Hope. Because he saw that it like increased the amount that one light could give off.
Like combine Chivis plants with the crystals?
Yes, exactly.
Ah, lanterns! We're making lanterns!
Yep.
That's actually fucking genius, holy shit.
Yeah.
So we're gonna be that's what Pastor's working on, is eventually turning our plant lights into lanterns.
Alright, that sounds dope. Okay. The follow-up question, but to Sasa, would you say that in your general vicinity, as you were working on, would there be a plant? If you're saying anything, JP, you're muted.
Sorry, I was dealing with my cat. Yes, because I believe on the Maples mansion there is part of the tree, if I remember, like the tree that fucking went horrible. But I will assume there is plants nearby the Maple
Yeah.
mansion.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, okay. Yeah, they are definitely. I mean, the plants in the mansion, yes, but like close by that, well, to your like workspace slash workshop. A line of sight. So, yeah, at some point, Pastor, you would be informed by Chivis that I trust that you will approach this with as much grace and diplomacy as you can master, my creator. But from what I've seen and from my limited understanding, I think your efforts can benefit from work that Miss Sasa is concurrently doing, and vice versa. Observing all of you gave me an impression that you are not exactly informed about what the other is doing, but that this is merely my suggestion.
Of course. I will seek her out.
As for your ideas, it's certainly something. Manipulating the organic matter to create a reflective surface. I think with your assistance, my creator, we can achieve something. Yeah, there's a general vibe. You can also roll either Arcana or Nature with advantage because Chivis is giving you 8.
Okay.
I mean, even then, if you ask Sasa for help, she will probably spend like a little bit of like, hey, this is why I learned about the crystals, so you like to help too.
Yeah. I'll roll the same for me, so I'll just roll nature, I guess. Have that be
Advantage,
right.
so
Yeah.
you can just roll one more time. Well, from heaven to hell. From hell to heaven, I suppose.
That is fucking great, honestly. Holy shit. Can I flash of genius that? That will be funny. That will be funny. It will be funny, Shadow. It will be funny. It will be so funny.
Question to Pastor. Did you go along with Chivi's suggestion to bring Sasa on board for your project?
Yeah.
Then yes, Sasa, you can use your
Yeah.
Flash of Genius on this.
Yeah, get a +5 on that shit. 27.
Right. I will say this, it's not gonna be like super duper common. You'll figure out that achieving this improved efficient effect is slightly like more time consuming than usual, even with your abilities and with Chivi's capability for organic manipulation. But by the time Siege rolls out, by the time the other Night Lords arrive, there definitely will be some lanterns, air quotes. And by lanterns, I mean there probably might be like 1 or 2 basically nature radiant version of you played Command and Conquer, not faction obelisks. Reference.
Were you talking to me?
I don't have a gift. I basically threw general Question like this: does anyone here play Command and Conquer games and
Oh,
recalls
yes, I do.
the obelisks of Nod?
Oh my god, no way!
So yeah, there
Giant
might be-
freaking laser.
So there might be like one or two ready by the time enemy comes at your gates. Because yeah, they will pack a punch from like organic matter, but
Oh,
not be-
okay.
they are not like easy to make.
Okay, I just Google how they look. Oh, that's kind of menacing.
That's the whole point. They're supposed to be menacing. It's supposed to be like the scorpion tail literally
Yeah,
getting you.
That's the analogy, but like visual wise, I'm like it can be it absolutely can be something else.
Like different, yeah, but that's kind of like just how what it's supposed to do. Okay, I get it.
I see.
Freaking laser beams of intensified light.
Beautiful.
Mots, kill this man, and then the obelisk fires. Shoom!
You know what's funny is you can hear it powering up too, and that's an even more menacing sound.
Oh shit!
Right.
I see.
In the meantime,
Nice.
I'm gonna
Here's the sound effect for you.
yeah, I'm gonna get back to Pastor in a bit. Because I still have like one more idea for Pastor scene and one more for. Actually, I mean for Sasa, but like not all. Doesn't have only to be for Sasa because yeah, I have some idea for Iron Spark. A bit. While other people are busy with their scientific projects, research, how to improve the city's defenses and whatnot. Ibrahim is showing the militia how it's done.
Essentially.
Pretty much, what's the fucking saying? Like getting down and dirty, or like pretty much working through maybe not blood, but definitely a lot of sweat and flexing muscles. Yeah, showcasing people how large groups of soldiers can, sorry, go ahead.
There's 100% just a group of soldiers that's black and blue because they thought that they could really get me, and I was like, fine, I'll give you a challenge.
Fucking injure motherfuckers from trying to spar with Ibram.
Essentially, yeah, it's supposed to be squads of 5, and I'm supposed to be playing the role of a gigantic monster.
Yeah, to give them like a feel of, how large is the threat radius, like when they approach, what they need to look out for, and stuff like that. But also apart from dealing with the mooks, cannon fodder, quite durable cannon fodder, but nonetheless, you also have individual training sessions with Sergeant Rolf and Dugan. One getting into the way of being a better support for his troops, while the other when you explain this, there's a moment that when Dugan figures it out, it's like he gives you like the most unimpressive, like not amused, like raised eyebrow facial expression he could possibly give you. But in the end, he rolls with it.
I think I missed why he's raising his eyebrow with me. At me.
Yeah, bear totem.
Oh, bear totem. Yeah. I mean, I completely get why he raises his eyebrow at me, but I'm just gonna look at him like you're gonna be impervious to everything except brain hemorrhages.
That's a loud cat. Sorry if you hear my cat in the background. He's being a loud bitch.
No, I honestly so far I have not heard your cat at all.
Oh, cool.
Or at least, yeah, it didn't really, like, my brain didn't notice it, so it's fine on my end. I will say, though, that during one of the sparring sessions, maybe not the very first one, but few in that, you basically, in your own way, like, explain to him like the concept of raging, because that's pretty much like integral part of being a barbarian.
Yeah, I explain how to Super Saiyan.
And obviously, like, you are strong and whatnot. Actually, out of curiosity, give me athletics. Yeah, give me athletics roll.
You mean my plus 17 to athletics? Holy crap, I got beat for the very first time ever by Dugan.
Yeah, and honestly it works because you tussle about, spar, and you try to like bring in like his inner. Actually, that's a good question, which I don't think I asked you this before. How does Ibrahim sees raging? Like flavor-wise.
Flavor-wise, you ever see like Super Saiyan 3, just the extreme level of seriousness, but you can tell that he's seething with just the ability to beat your ass in? That.
Okay, but like it's not a matter of like Ibrahim doesn't see like the rage ability as his like inner beast. Like it's something else.
Okay, now that I understand the question better, he quite literally sees it as it's really hard to describe, because for Ibram, raging is a twofold thing. For him, rage offers him the ability to be the protector of his group. So it's an extreme like protective instinct that comes out of him. But at the same time, it's also a seed of extreme violence that he put away from his past. That's still there and still emerging. So it's both a protective instinct, but also straight up a murderous beast within him that he thought he had quelled a long time ago.
So it's that knowledge that helps Ibrahim take control of the situation, because he notices a sudden like spark and shift in Dugan's eyes as his face like goes into like full snarl, and he's usually like a jolly guy, and even when sparring and fighting he doesn't really let out many like animalistic sounds, but here he lets out like full throttle guttural growl, and he hurls at you with, there is like no like sentient intelligence in the eyes. They, for a moment, they look like animals' eyes, like actual bears' eyes. So it's like when you take a like dangerous dog to training, so that you can better handle it. So Dugan like hurls at you with this like sudden bout of strength you didn't even think he is capable of. He's like, both of you go to the ground, like tumble once or twice as he's trying to pretty much grab and bite deeply into your arm. But because like instinctually you guess what happened, you manage to like tight your arms like around his neck and try to keep him steady. And he snarls once or twice and then like blinks, and you see in his eyes like confusion followed by oh fuck, what did I do?
Dugan, you let it out. Now you gotta contain it just a little bit. Because the last thing we need is for this to go to a point on the battlefield where it turns to friendly fire. Double-edged sword, it really is.
He like heavily sits down on the ground. He's almost like ashamed to look at you, so he's like avoiding eye contact. Says, are you sure this is the best way forward? Honestly, it didn't occur to me before that the way I am, that I'm kinda locked into this form. Before it didn't really feel different, but now that you're teaching me how to like get angry, it felt like I was less me and more like an animal, you know? And I don't like that feeling. How do you deal with this? Like, do you even feel like that, or is it like normal for you? It's a weird question, sorry.
Well, let's give you. Well, I guess the best way to explain this is for a while there back in the arena. Eventually, I let out some of the hatred I felt when I was younger at the situations that I was forced into on the battlefield. And for a while, I would lose myself in the arena. And it made me quite the problem for many. Eventually, I was able to walk away from there, and that anger still lingered, and that desire to lose control remained. And it's still there. Except now, as I've grown, it's become a tool. I still feel that way every time. But that feeling is directed by my people that I care about. You're going to be fighting beside Sergeant Rolf. I don't remember his exact ranking off the top of my head.
Yeah, it's Sergeant.
Yep, Rolf. Sergeant Rolf. For as good as he is on the battlefield, you are his protector. You are his enabler. And if keeping control means that you're taking care of him and a couple other people side by side with you, then that is your control mechanism. That is your way of driving the anger the direction you want it to go.
Hmm. Give me just to see, like, the words are reaching him. I'm just curious how, like, impactful they will be, at least at first. Or this you don't have this, but you know what? You can. You can give performance.
Okay. Well, my timing was off, not the words.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, like the words were correct. Honestly, roll one more time. I said that you're gonna roll with advantage because, like, you
Yeah.
incorporated your background, and that was almost 18. Fucking hell.
I know I'm getting ruined by these rolls, but it's okay. I'll take it.
Yeah, 11. Yeah, you see, like, there's a moment of silence. He just gives like a muted nod. The words are there, they have been planted. It just right this second, all of this is like very, very fresh.
Right, yeah.
But at the very least, you know that you probably, like, Rolf can, like, the banner, I think, is probably not gonna be as time consuming. So, like, I have a feeling that to help Dugan maintaining his inner beast is probably more time consuming. But it might be done by the time siege happens.
Yeah. That's the hope. I mean, I figured teaching Dugan the ability to summon your inner beast rage is kind of a major double-edged sword for him.
Yeah. And honestly, yeah, during one of the breaks, he. Sorry if I'm. This is personal and you do not want to talk about this more, but. For as long as I'm here and in the City of Hope, I have not seen Arena anywhere. Was that a different place?
Different
From your
place,
past?
different time. Long time ago, when I was but a young chap. Right, essentially after the wars.
Pretty much during them.
Yeah, pretty much during, after, within that realm of time.
Oh. Is it still around?
I don't know. Maybe. In the back of his head, Ibram is now actively thinking, is that the arena that Hellstrom is in? Could it be? But he won't say that out loud.
Right. I apologize for snapping at you like that. I'll get better. I'll just have my focus straight. Keep the people of the city alive and safe. Yeah, just gonna need a few more times for it to properly set in.
Of course. It took a lot of practice, and for me, a lot of drinking, and then meeting Dolan. But now that I have that experience, I can help you ignore the learning curve.
And I definitely appreciate it, Ibram. No hard feelings about me trying to snap your neck off? Not neck, arm off? And he like not lets out, but outstretches his like hand with like closed fist or a fist pump, like awkwardly.
I'll fist bump you. I'll be like, no hard feelings. You didn't hurt me. And besides, if you did break my arm, I'd be breaking yours right back. You know, tit for tat.
Yeah, I suppose.
But no, we're okay.
Okay, I'm glad to hear that. As a side note, while this was like an individual training session, there's not like a private chambers because a lot of stuff is being busy, so I'm just gonna say that if any other player character wanted to be nearby and seen the altercation,
The spectacle.
yeah, the spectacle, yeah, that's also fine. Just as a note, it's also fine to ignore it. All right.
Did I miss something? I completely zoned out for like half a second.
No. I'm thinking how to flow it.
Pastor in the background just casts guiding bolt at them.
I used one of my wishes.
I looked to the audience. Was any of you there?
Pastor takes this opportunity to channel divinity.
Just bring me to try and turn me into a light lord again.
Divine intervention.
No.
Even though technically speaking, there I read through the features description, it kinda does say that when the meat is great, so it kinda flavor-wise, it kinda implies that it's like you shouldn't be using it like willy-nilly.
I don't plan on like fishing for that anyways. It's not as fun.
I appreciate it because then again it says that when the greed is it's written something like that the need is great or something.
Summon a celestial for them to fight.
Sometime during the downtime, the other Warforged, the ones that followed you home, Pastor, from that scrapyard.
Yes.
The smaller models. I mean, I say smaller. One of them is smaller. The pretty much the glassest of glass cannons.
The boy.
Pretty much can like being folded by a whisper in half, but can freaking blast the 9th level guiding bolts for days. Essentially, the other being slightly bigger. Not hitting hard, but very tanky.
Yeah.
And they approach you, and sure, the Warforged, like for mortals and organics, Warforged may not be as expressive and they may be like tougher to read, but they are your kin, so you can instantly tell that they are unsure, and they approach you and ask, Pastor, we have noticed that Big Brother is no longer present. Do you know where he is?
Unfortunately, Castro sacrificed. himself in order to take down the Night Lord that we were fighting. He dealt the blow that made sure the end would be permanent. Otherwise, the Night Lord could just return.
Sacrifice? That means he's just badly damaged, right? He can be repaired, right? You would notice that the lights, a similar thing happens to you. The lights start flickering between different colors.
I am unsure. I have not personally seen the damage done to him, but it is safe to say that if you took down an obelisk of that size, that his body was not far off. If it were not within enemy territory and it was closer, I would seek it out immediately. But we do not have the resources. And I do want to recover as much as I can.
There is silence as the colors keep flicking between blue and orange. Not getting more intense, actually being more like pale variants of colors. As it looks at you and gives the vibe of like, it hears your words. It just has trouble computing them and trying to parse them with their logic. Completely flat-footed and unsure what to say in response.
I want to say Passer's lights have gone like a bright yellow.
Before I'm gonna say that the smaller, the glass cannon one is like mostly talking. The bigger one just placed. It actually made a motion to like place a comforting, like larger hand on like the shoulder, like the head, the smaller one, but it hesitated and then pulled the hand back and is just listening silently and with some tinge of sorrow that you can detect. Listening to your like exchange. While the little one, the glass cannon, finally asks, would we have to sacrifice ourselves as well, Pastor?
I would never ask you to sacrifice yourself. That was his decision. I would rather you
I would rather you and you cut off.
I said I would rather you live.
I rather okay. Yeah, I didn't hear the live word, so okay, so yeah. Alright. There's another few moments of awkward silence and more of switching colors before it ends on not orange, but yeah, like very, very pale yellow. And It just gives like a shallow nod and says, we will have to process this more. And then just freaking turn around and leave.
Yeah. Yeah, because I don't remember. I don't think Pastor has any idea of if there's even any remains. So, because he never saw the explosion or the damage. So
Yeah, I
he
think the
really-
last thing you saw is like the energy
I
gathering,
think I
like
saw him- yeah,
pretty
and
much
then
the final moments before the reactor went overcharge.
yeah. So Pastor is being honest about wanting to find anything he can to, like, either have a memorial or repair but he's not expecting to get anything for repair.
Right? Okay. Sasa, regarding the iron spark thing. So closer towards like after those like 5 or 6, like when we are approaching the 1 week mark of downtime, and or like having occasional like visit to Iron Spark, as the dwarves are like mostly cleared and figured out the underground portion. They are the underground, but you remember you found because of a good roll, you found like largely forgotten the former like factory pretty much for Warforged.
A Warforged, yes.
Yeah, so they've been working on that in their spare time, and like from up top you can occasionally hear sounds of skirmishing, like some trap being activated, like energy blast going on, but they're like faint, dull sounds, and the dwarves, the inhabitants of Iron Spark, don't look very scared, worried. So that basically gives you a vibe of like, yeah, they are like handling it, as you heard from Sidorin, the council. However, at one point, one of the dwarves shows you a gimmick, like a gadget it recently made. And I don't have a good way to freaking describe it, but it's like fantasy clockwork version of a. I need to fucking look at the translator, because like the machine that reads for earthquakes, that reads the Richter scale. What's the fucking name? Oh, seismograph. Oh, that's
Seismographer.
yeah.
Seismographer, yes.
Yeah, and yeah, it says the dwarf says to you, yeah, I'm not sure if this is working properly. That I'm getting some pings, some tremors coming from a fair distance away. You would think that for someone that made this device, I would have an idea what those numbers mean, but they don't really make sense to me. Would you mind taking a look?
Yes, me learning things? No. What do I have to roll?
Yeah, you can roll. You have a couple of options. This is not magical things, so Arcana
Yeah.
still doesn't work. It can be either nature or investigation.
Say no less. Do I have advantage or disadvantage?
Flat.
Yes, no. Okay, then it's a +5 from Flash of Genius for a 30.
Okay. Okay, so with a 30, it only takes you a few minutes to recognize that yes, the device is working correctly, and those seismic activity that it detected, you are able to generally like figure out the direction and the rough distance, like obviously not super detailed, but rough distance, and you figure out that it's coming from a direction of the Abyss domain. To be more specific, I'm gonna put you in a world map for a second. Yeah, from like
I love the world map.
from roughly like the you know the southern direction, so from somewhere below the Abyss domain question mark, and because it's definitely underground. And that in itself wouldn't really make you worry. But you notice something else, because it wasn't like a single seismic activity. It's happening in irregular intervals, but there are like more readings in the recent days. And that seismic activity is coming closer.
Oh boy. Okay.
And that lets you understand that, oh shit, this is not tectonic activity.
That's something making its way to here.
Yeah, this is something fucking humongous. Something
That's horrifying.
beyond gargantuan scale that is not even like, I mean, drilling, but you know, this is like most likely not a device. This is not a like physical drill, but like going its way through the ground. And you hit the encounter with those core worms, so that thought pops into your head. But as big as those worms were, the readings you are getting, they indicate this is something. This is something bigger.
That's terrifying. Okay.
It is definitely underground, though.
Okay. So something beyond gargantuan, digging its way towards.
Yeah, something
Spark.
long. Yeah, when you peer more into the, like looking at the numbers, it's definitely something long.
Okay.
And considering the speed of approach, if it keeps the current pace and direction, it's probably gonna be in the threatening range of Iron Spark within the next like 2 or 3 days.
Why are you doing this to me, Shadow?
Look, I could have said like within like about in a week, just so it's like happens exactly at the same time as the siege. So it's happening earlier, so I'm actually nice to you.
Okay. Well, I am scared. I am very scared. And I think I would tell the dwarf that was telling me about it. I will tell him to warn everyone. I want everyone to go into like anyone that's not essential to like fight the undead, right? To go into high alert to prepare for this. I don't know what it is, but they have to prepare. And I will also ask him for like a group of dwarves to just gather as much knowledge they can from like this Warforged factory they've been exploring and give it to me. I don't want it to be like destroyed. Just give it so I can keep it in the City of Hope in case something happens here. And after I give those instructions, I'm going to fucking sprint, or I guess fly, as fast as, like, casting haste on myself, go back to the tree, tell Chivas to get me to fucking Hope as soon as possible. And then I'm just gonna run to Dolan and tell him I have a problem. Oh wait, Dolan is not here. I guess to like the council, just be like, we have a problem. Sir, we have a problem.
Regarding the bit about sharing information, they are not really big on like making notes. It wasn't like there was like a whole bunch of manuals or notes being left in that abandoned area. You can give me some kind of charisma roll, something regarding like persuasion.
I think persuasion. I'll go for persuasion. 17, not bad.
Okay. There you go. Right, we were gonna use it for like a burning fuel, but maybe actually it has something useful. And they basically managed to find, like, give you like very old, dusty, like instructional manual. That one fifth of this is like gibberish, 1/5 is like slightly damaged, but it gives like a roughly idea that how this factory worked. It was big enough that it was able to procure, although very slowly, actual like Titan units, like the very biggest Warforged. And they also say, I mean, like, yes, we can like start making sketches and whatnot of those things. I mean, painting, doodling is boring. I guess it's something new. So, Miss Sasa, we're gonna, handle this.
Thank you. I'll get something ready to deal with this. I hope.
When you like burst, like demand on this if the council, Sidran just like pinches the bridge of his nose, and I'm not sure if you've noticed, Miss Sasa, but we are already dealing with problems. So if you can be more specific.
Okay. So we have a massive creature of probably around 200 to 300 feet long.
Yep. Sounds about right.
Wait. I forget you are like a normal human being. Around 100 meters long. Borrowing its way from the domain of the abyss to the city of Iron Spark. And will be arriving in about a day. Or about 2 days, sorry.
I think that your companion should also be present for this conversation, don't you think?
Yes, but I needed to tell you first, anyways,
And
so you can help me get them here.
What do you mean help me get them here?
Well, just like summon them. I not like Dolan. I cannot like
Oh,
talk
right.
to people in their brain.
Right. He pinches the bridge of his
Well,
nose.
I sent them a letter. The letter gets there the day the worms attack.
Captain, calls Captain Lastimosa, please send the word to the guard. They need to find these individuals and assemble them in my chambers, or in this room as quickly as possible.
It can either be that we're fighting the worms
course.
from Dune, or we're gonna have like a fight from like the fucking Tremors. But I think it's gonna be Dune.
Actually, it's gonna be because the nature of this creature is as straightforward as it powerful. I'm kind of experimenting with something new regarding this.
Oh, that's worse. Okay. Alright. Well, yeah, do we want to wait for church to be here so we can I guess prepare for the fight? Like before we continue, I was just questioning.
I mean, I just showed it as a teaser. I wasn't gonna throw immediately into this because you can still have a meeting.
Yeah. Like before, like I'm saying,
It's-
as we continue with the meeting, I had to ask if we were gonna wait for church before the like actual planning.
It's your call. I was gonna I made this thing that it's something that can be done without Dolan.
I
Because-
see. Okay.
As it's I basically posted it in chat because you don't even have to identify abilities of this creature when you actually see it with your eyes. Its nature is very straightforward.
Okay.
I imagine, given the fact that it's a big worm, it's not exactly a very complex
Yes.
creature.
Yes.
It's a matter of I'm doing an experiment of considering what this creature is, maybe it doesn't have hit points.
Oh no. Okay. I will assemble everyone. And once everyone is assembled, I will be like, okay, gang. Sorry.
I mean, depending, if you want, we can, because I have this, but it doesn't really need, didn't need much preparation. I have an explanation why Dolan is, not available. Because Dolan is, still, actually, it probably wouldn't have taken 5 days. Because, Dolan was, doing the Legend lore stuff, for the Crimson Knights. Okay, we'll figure something out. You can the floor is yours. This scene is yours.
Okay. I will assemble everyone and I will tell people okay, we have a massive problem and I am not exaggerating. Just do it like the movies from the end of the world, where they just the scientist just slams the paper on the table and it's just sir, we have a problem. President, we have a problem. Fucking no one will understand those papers, but Sasa will say there is a massive creature burrowing its way towards the city of Fire and Spark, and will be arriving in about 2 days. I don't know the exact nature of it, but all I can tell is that it's fucking massive. I know you're all very, very scared, but I need someone to tell me if you have ideas. What the fuck we can do to prepare?
Slytherin speaks up.
Well,
I am not sure what you expect from our city, but considering the situation, we are already stretched thin.
yeah, I'm not exactly worried. Not worried. I'm not exactly expecting the city to assemble a massive force to fight this thing. But, you know, if there's any way we can get more firepower that can be spared, that could help. If not, I guess it's just up to whoever wants to go fight this thing. Besides me, I suppose.
Miss Sasa, I am... Normally I'll try to live up to the tenets of our city that hope still endures, but considering everything that is going on, I believe that you and your companions are quite literally the only thing that we can spare that might make a difference.
Oh, that's so nice of you.
Not the words I would have used, but all right.
Listen, I'm literally fucking crazy, okay?
Yeah, you lost your
Canonically
mind a while ago.
insane.
Yep.
But if we want to stop session here, I guess, and continue another time, people seem to be a little
Let it eat me. I will kill it from the inside.
that's not gonna work.
You don't know that.
You're not big enough.
Not yet.
I don't think there's any physical way that you can get as big as this thing.
Oh, I don't have to be big long ways. I just have to be big vertically.
That still doesn't matter.
Well, if
They
you
can
will-
still
if you will-
fucking eat you. Do you know what a snake is?
If people are fine, we can call it here.
Horrible, dirty thought came into my mind when you
I
said, "Do
admit-
you know what a snake is?"
Don't follow up on that. But I admit I'm a little bit
Just don't.
tired myself, I suppose.
I
I knew
guess
this
we
was
can
gonna
stop
be
it.
more calmer and slower session, more introspective character stuff. So yeah, I'm fine calling it here.
I think that will be for the best.
I don't know, because we
Yeah.
have not been doing questions since session 31. This is session 33. I'm not sure if you want to do questions or do you want to hold off for one more so you can
Well,
get more.
what could we have really accomplished question wise at this point?
I don't know. I think
The
it might
only
be
one
better to wait till after we kill the worms, probably.
The only one I can think of is the character development.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can hold off so to put it in a bulk when it happens. Yeah, because it wouldn't be enough to push you to level up.
Okay.
Yeah. Slightly slower, calmer, but despite I know the freaking spotlight and switching scene was as usual. It is what it is, but I hope you enjoyed the time during today's session nonetheless.
I very much did. I am scared for my life once more, and you seem to be doing that very often.
I mean, you are the squishiest of us all.
Yeah, no, actually, no. I actually am not.
Then how come you go down like nearly every combat?
Because I actually risk myself like a bitch.
Yeah, it's like
I'm
check
not a
and
pussy,
mate.
that's why, bitch. I
You're
have.
just healing fodder for me. It's okay.
I
Someone had
wanted
to
to
do
say,
it.
Until I fixed my HP, you had more health than me.
Yeah,
until
like, I
until
have-
you.
I have 100 hit points, 3/4 cover, and temporary hit points when I use my turrets. Like, I am not very squishy. It's just that I risk myself very often.
Yes, and you forget to be within 30 feet of me, so you just die instantly.
It's not my fault. I have to be so close, and then we have creatures that have AOE all the fucking time.
Yes, which I'm sure is a complete coincidence on Shadow's part.
Uh huh.
How else is he gonna critically hit us?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah, AoEs. Yeah, Crimson King has interesting spells.
He only has single target spells, funnily enough.
Mm. We'll see.
I think I'm going to head out. I hope you
Yep.
people have a lovely day.
I'm also gonna
Use
head out. Have a good night or good day, depending on your time zone.
Take care.